So yes, I am looking at another helicopter today, and some of you may be thinking, is this guy even a car channel anymore? Yes, I primarily do car videos here on my channel, but I am starting to get into the helicopter side of things again. Now, a lot of helicopter fans out there, you will know what this is straight away. Of course, this is Airwolf from the famous TV show. When Ready to Run Hobby asked me if I'd like to review one of these, of course I had to say yes. Now I'm going to fly this today. I'm going to test out some of the different modes that it has. I'm also going to let my son, who is only 6 years old, have a go at this, because I want to prove that you really don't need to have any skill when it comes to flying RC helicopters these days, and anyone can pick one up and fly it. So Sam, are you looking forward to flying this later?
Yes.
But before we do that, we need to take a closer look at this first. So let's do that, and then we'll get it up in the sky. So this thing has to be one of the most iconic helicopters ever created. Now, those around in the 80s will of course remember the TV show. The Airwolf TV show was a little bit before my time. I was born in the early 90s. Regardless of age, this is one of the most recognised helicopters out there. Definitely one of the most iconic, and today I get to test out an RC version. Now, those of you who watch my channel, you may have noticed I am starting to review RC helicopters quite a lot now, and it's something I've always been interested in, but I always had trouble getting into RC helicopters many years ago because they were just a little bit too expensive and complicated. But now everything seems to be so much easier. You've already seen me review this on the channel, and this, and this. So when Ready to Run Hobby reached out and asked me if I'd like to review an Airwolf RC helicopter, how could I say no? And just look at the level of detail on this thing. It does look great. Now let's talk about price, because I know that's one of the biggest factors for a lot of people. Now, with these GPS helicopters, the price can be a little bit more than some of the more basic models, but going for a GPS helicopter, what I've realized now is you do have some benefits, especially if you're just starting out when it comes to RC helicopters. Now, I'll stick the current price of this Airwolf on the screen now. So yes, it's not massively cheap, but look, there are some cheaper options out there. But look, if you're an absolute beginner, you're looking to get into RC helicopters, I would definitely recommend spending a little bit more and going for something scale like this. A scale helicopter compared to like a 3D helicopter, yeah, you don't really want one of those as your first ever helicopter. Going for something like this with all the different safety features in it, with the GPS and all the other sensors it has, this is going to be one of your best options. So this thing is really nice. It's even got metal components. I am loving the scale detail on the body. I mean, this thing looks like a miniature version of the real thing. I do like the guns down there. Underneath it looks like we've got rockets. It also has some LED lights, and the LED light up on top will tell you what mode you're in. And if you're in GPS mode, for example, this will be lit up green. Of course, fans of the show are going to love this thing because it does look like the real thing. The helicopter on the show, I don't think it had the teeth on the front there. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let me know in the comments if you like that. So of course we need to get this out and give it a test. Before we do, let's take a look at what you get in the box. So Ready to Run Hobby have been kind enough to send me the 2 battery version. Now these things are kind of like smart batteries. They give you a readout on the front there to let you know how much battery you've got left. Some people like batteries like this, some people don't. I do think it makes it slightly easier for the beginner. Also in the box we have the manual, USB charger, spare tail rotor, Allen key and screwdriver. Here we have some Airwolf stickers. Finally some spare blades. Finally, let's talk about the transmitter. Now this is a very nice piece of kit. Now if I switch this on, you'll see that this does have a really nice color screen. Now on here we can see a few different things. On the top here we have the battery level left in the helicopter. On the top right we have the transmitter battery level. Here it will tell us how many satellites we're locked into. Here it will tell us if we're in low rate or high rate. Down at the bottom it will tell you things like your distance and height. We've got a compass in the middle. Then it will tell you what mode you're in, either mode 1 or mode 2. So we've had a closer look at this. It's time to see how it performs. Let's get the battery in it. Let's take off. And the first thing, of course, is to test that GPS function. You ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. So the first thing we're going to do is switch on the transmitter, just like that. And then we're going to switch on the helicopter. Very simple. Now we need to put this on the ground and let the GPS do its thing. Now you'll see the green light on the back light up solid green when it's ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is take off in GPS mode. We're going to see just how well GPS can hold the helicopter in the sky. So in GPS mode, even though it is a little bit windy today, this thing is going nowhere. It is holding it nice and steady, and the wind is blowing about a little bit. But as you can see, I've got Sam holding on to the transmitter at the moment. I'm here with the camera. Yeah, the helicopter's not moving. And again, you know, if you're a beginner just starting out, this is why having a GPS enabled helicopter is such a good thing, because if you panic, you can quickly flick it back to GPS mode. If you're just worried about it drifting away, it's not going to happen because it is locked in with that GPS function. So what I'm going to try and do, I've got Sam recording on the camera. I'm just going to try and fly in a circle for the moment, just to see how this thing handles. And yes, it does handle very nice, very scale looking in the sky. So this thing handles really nicely. And it does have some decent weight to it as well. And even though it's windy, it's not pushing the helicopter along. It's nice and smooth. It just looks fantastic in the air. Do you want to try and get some close-up, Sam? So you may be able to see it. So let's hit that return to home button and see what it does. We've got the transmitter beeping. It's turning around and it's coming back. Now, again, this is one of those features that is so handy for beginners, because if you lose sight of the helicopter or you start panicking, you can press the button and it will do everything for you. It will bring it back down safely. And of course, it remembered where it took off from, and that is exactly where it's going to land, or close enough. And then it shuts itself down. The next thing we're going to do is hit down on this switch here, and the helicopter should fly in circles on its own. Well, it's doing something. Okay, that's quite cool. I mean, it's one of those kind of features you're probably not going to need because, well, you're learning to fly yourself, but still nice to have. We'll try the figure of 8 function out as well. Okay, next let's try the figure of 8 function. There it goes. And this should fly in a figure of 8 on its own without any input from you, or me in this instance. And yeah, it seems to be doing that pretty well. Again, a cool feature to have. Is it something you need? Not really, because, well, you're going to be learning to fly this thing yourself and switch to manual mode and high rates and everything else. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And talking about manual mode and high rates, that's what I'm going to switch to now, because I am still considered a beginner, but I have been testing out some of these helicopters quite a bit recently, and I've kind of got used to them a bit. So I feel confident to switch to manual and high rates. So there we are in manual, and you'll notice the helicopter does start to drift. Yes. Sam, are you doing a good job with the recording, mate?
Yes.
You need to try and follow it, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I'll let you have a go in a sec. So I'm in high rate, I'm in manual. Let's go. Now, this is still fairly easy to fly, because again, like I say, you have got that gyro stabilization. You're not having to worry too much, and you can fly a little bit aggressively. And I feel a little bit comfortable now flying in manual mode and not relying on the GPS as much, but it's there if you need it, if you are just starting out. Handles very nicely in manual mode and high rate. Very pleased with this so far, and it looks fantastic in the sky. Sam, do you want to get another close-up? I think what I'll do is land and let Sam have a go from start to finish. We'll see if he can take off, fly around a bit, and then land it. Sam has been having a go with my goose guy, and he seems to be getting on really well with that, so I think it's only fair I let him have a go at this, and he's been a good helper today. Right, let's land it, Sam.
Okay.
And you can have a quick go. Right, I'll give you that. Now what you need to do is, you need to get it started, so you need to get both the sticks and you need to pull them down into the corner. So that one down into the corner and that one down into the corner, both at the same time. There we go. Now it will spin up. Now you can go back to the middle now, let go. Now push up on this left stick a little bit. Now remember what I showed you. Okay, that will do. Now Sam, if you remember what I told you, use the right stick to fly forward. That's it. And then you can turn around and bring it back to us. Now bearing in mind Sam is 6 years old, soon to be 7. He's flying this with ease. Yes, it's in GPS mode, but he's doing very, very well. And I know there'll be adults watching this thinking, I can't fly that, I'm going to struggle to fly that. Well look, a 6-year-old is flying this helicopter without any troubles at all. Very confidently as well, I have to add. Pull down on the left stick until it comes down, and you should be able to use the right stick. I think it might be out of battery and it's returning to home on its own. All right, never mind. It's because it ran out of battery. And again, there's another safety feature. So if you do start running out of battery, you don't have to worry about being all the way up there. The helicopter will return back on its own when it senses the battery is about to run out. Sam's upset because he didn't really get a chance to land it. We've used both of our batteries up, but look, we'll come back out with this and we'll give it another go, Sam. So there we go then guys, I had to review an Airwolf helicopter on the channel. Now this thing flies really nicely in GPS mode, it's nice and stable, it looks really good in the sky, really good scale detail. Now this thing will fly on its own and it does have a couple of different functions that I showed you. There's also a way to fly this thing inverted, although we didn't want to try that today, but the option's there if you want to try it. Taking it out of GPS mode and running it in manual mode with the high rates. Yes, of course, it's more responsive. It's also pretty quick in that mode. Now, what I would say is fly in manual mode as much as you can because it will get you used to the helicopter. You're still going to have the gyro stabilization, but you do need to be a little bit active with the right stick. My 6-year-old even managed to fly this nice and easily. He had no issues whatsoever. And although he didn't get to land it, he still managed to experience this helicopter without crashing it. So let me know in the comments section down below what you make of this. Also, if you're interested in buying one, I will leave a link down below to Ready to Run Hobby. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care.